So you are completely comfortable putting a child behind the wheel of a car before you let them have Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
All right.
Sub-Zero is not the problem. Scorpion's the problem.
Scorpion's the problem.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Is This for Kids? I am Jonathan Blevins.
And I am Katie Ruvi.
I am married for 10 years, have an 8-year-old boy, 7-year-old boy, and 3-year-old girl.
I have been married for 16 years. I have 5 children. So trying to run down those ages and 15 to 2, boy, girl, or girl, boy, girl, boy, girl.
Nope. Go ahead. All ages. Go.
Oh my gosh. 15-year-old girl, 13-year-old boy, 10-year-old girl, 9-year-old boy, 2-year-old girl.
Birthdays and social security numbers.
Okay.
That's a kidding. I don't know my kids' birthdays, but we talked about that. That's okay. It doesn't make me a bad parent.
No, it doesn't.
Because I love them.
It doesn't make you a bad parent.
Thank you.
That's really not what the point of this podcast is, right? We're not here to tell people they're bad parents.
Exactly. We're here to help them be the best parents that they can be.
Right. Or just to make a decision, because quite frankly, some parenting choices are morally neutral.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
There you go.
My 3-year-old daughter, I ask her, this is my favorite thing that she does right now. I ask her, and I want to hear what your favorite thing is that your youngest does as well right now. So Kiara will say, I will ask her, do you love daddy lots or little? And she gets this ridiculous smirk, and she just has this beautiful smile. She has this ridiculous smirk on her face, and she's like, lots and little.
Oh,
isn't that adorable?
That is so
but it's true. Sometimes she wants me to hold her forever, and other times I go in a room and she's crying and she's like, leave. So.
Well, sure. My 2-year-old has a lot of siblings, obviously, and her older siblings like to play this game where they're like Maggie or Millie. Like they want her to pick. So she's gotten used to this dynamic of they want her to like them. They want her to like them. Yes. Anyway, she has started doing this thing that is extremely hurtful to my oldest daughter, where she will look her right in the eye and say, I don't love you, Maggie. And then Maggie will give her candy or something to that effect to get her to like her. And so now she is just looking my daughter in the eye and telling her she doesn't love her at regular intervals, which is very embarrassing when she does it at church, actually.
Because
loudly.
She wants candy.
Yeah. In the middle of mass. I'm
not above bribing my kids, though, for affection.
Well, I mean, no, I don't think you should be. Okay, you always bribe the children.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Is ice cream for kids?
Ice cream is 100% for kids, except for children who are lactose intolerant, and then not so much.
Lactose intolerance and gluten intolerance, not real things.
Wow, you are trying to get us set on fire on the internet, aren't you?
I'm kidding. I'm just saying, in Italy, most people aren't gluten-free, you know? We put so much garbage in our food here.
Yeah, I think it's something about exposure and yada yada. I don't really know. Do you remember the peanut butter rules when your kids were?
Do you remember the peanut butter crisps, the greatest candy of all time?
What? No.
The peanut butter, they were shaped like actual real peanuts that you had to crack open, but inside it was like a peanut butter caramel.
I do remember that.
Delicious.
Wow.
Were those for kids? Yes.
Yes, 100%.
They were.
Yeah.
For those who are new to this podcast, we have a fun thing happening here where we review...
It's not about candy.
It's not. We review different forms of media, either movies or video games or TV shows, old and new, every week. And this episode, we get to talk about video games for the first time. We both have live streamed ourselves playing video games. Yeah. I kind of made a living off of it. You do some cooking stuff as well on your Twitch channel. For
the most part, I do cooking, but I do love a good video game now and then. I have a separate channel where I hide my gaming.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll have to find that out.
Don't.
That'll be for our Patreon subscribers.
Absolutely.
And our very first video game episode today, we get to talk about 2 wildly famous games, one new and one old, but one old that continues to make new games. Fortnite and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I think our viewers, listeners are going to be sitting here thinking, okay, we know about Mortal Kombat already. But I think we're going to maybe spread them a little there.
Yeah. For the people and already know me and my community and stuff, they know that I play Fortnite often, between 25 and 40 hours a week. For me, it's not about the game. I play the game and then talk to the community. And I don't care that I'm not that good at it. The purpose of Fortnite, I always joke, is going to a bar. If you go to the bar because of the bar,
you have a problem.
Yeah, it's an issue. But if you go to the bar with a friend and the bar is something you do while you have a conversation, totally cool.
Yeah.
So that's why I play Fortnite. So I'm playing the game. It's not about the game. But I got played for 5 years. I don't often talk about my brother a ton. What?
You started playing Fortnite the same year that you started your Twitch stream?
Yeah.
Like the first time you played,
Yep.
you played on stream?
Yes.
Oh,
well, no,
my gosh.
I was playing for like a month, and then I started. The first time I streamed that was Fortnite.
Did you really look at yourself and be like, I am so good at this that I need to start a stream?
No, I thought I am so entertaining that I need to start a stream. And
You were
Fortnite
talking
was
to
the game.
yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very normal.
That's completely normal.
Yeah. I don't mention this often, but it's worth noting in this episode about Fortnite that my little brother is Tyler Ninja Blevins, like the most famous video gamer, arguably of all time.
Never
who
heard
kind
of
of like your kids, stop it. I have like text messages from you 5 years ago. Can you please send an autograph?
That never happened.
It happened.
No, I asked him to autograph my kid's book, actually.
Yeah, see, told
But
you.
okay, you know that my daughter, my oldest daughter,
Yeah.
plays a lot of Fortnite. She talks endless crap about you. So this is one of the things about having a teenage daughter. But she is holding on to hope that one day you will invite her to play with somebody that you play with that's famous. And oh my gosh, I can't think of who it is right now.
Headshot chick?
No,
Swearing.
it's a dude.
Squatting dog.
No,
Ninja.
no.
Courage. Tim the
Hold on.
Tap Man.
Is something.
Cloaksy.
It's a PK. Is a PK?
Cypher.
Okay.
Yeah, Cypher PK, yeah.
Yeah, she would very much like you to play with Cypher PK.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you ever need to like bribe my daughter,
Okay. But she used to think I was cool. No longer?
I think she still thinks that you're cool, but she's in that teenage phase where like hating on your mom's friends is a thing to do. So
Okay.
yeah,
Great.
it's just a lot of like, at least as good I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny. We'll 1v1 and we'll post
She doesn't
it.
talk like that.
She doesn't. My brother has a
Not in that.
skin in the game, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So I say that though because context matters when we
He's
talk
got
about this
skin
game.
in the game.
One might think that I would just be like all pro Fortnite all the way through because, you know.
What skin do you like to wear?
We both kind of make a living off of it. I wear his skin and then I wear this like painter skin that's on there. It's called Abstract
Yeah.
with a Lions logo on the back. Go Lions, one pride.
You know what skin I wear?
What's that?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, wow.
Always Wonder Woman.
That's incredible.
Yeah, with a Halloween Piggy Smalls on my back.
Some people who play Fortnite will know what that is. Some people might not know what Fortnite is at all.
Oh yeah. Do you want to give a little overview?
I don't have an IMDb version of it, but Fortnite is a battle royale game, which is similar to think like what's the movie that everyone loves? Hunger Games. It's like Hunger Games.
Last man standing.
100 people drop in. You have to loot and gather weapons. It's very colorful. There's no blood, and you're trying to eliminate other players, not kill. Eliminate. You've been eliminated, and then until there's one person standing. And if there's one person standing, you win. And you get to do a little dance at the end, and it is wildly fun and competitive. And I'd have to look this up, but it's made, I'd say, billions of dollars in the last 5 years, and is arguably the most popular video game of all time.
I agree. Yeah, that's a good synopsis of the game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on whether or not it is for kids? What's your overall thoughts on Fortnite? I know you play. I know some of your kids play. What do you think?
This is true. So I have a little bit more exposure to moms than dads, obviously, because I am a mom. And I feel like a lot of my mom friends find themselves in this position where they think Fortnite is my kids' thing. They kind of separate themselves from it. It's sort of an over there concept for a lot of moms. And so the thing that I think that Fortnite is for kids. I think it's very good because of the things that you mentioned. You've got the no blood, that's important. The eliminations, like the person doesn't die. There's not like even, do you remember Mario 64 when he would drown and it was this like traumatic event? It's not that. It's a little robot and you're out, like that's it. It's nobody's dying in a horrible, disgusting kind of way. It's kind of like a game of tag more than anything. There are guns and obviously you may want to have a conversation with your kids about gun safety and that kind of thing. But honestly, if there is a, MK assault rifle laying around in your house on the floor with ammo right next to it, as happens in Fortnite, you have bigger problems. Yeah, there's something else going on there. So for my mom friends, I would tell them they need to get in this game with their kids, right? It's important to be in there playing with your kids. This is a great way to bond. It's not hard, especially now that they've added a no build mode. It is a lot easier to play. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to bond with your kids and be able to spend time there.
Yeah, one of the most frequently asked questions that I get from parents while I'm streaming is, what age will you let your kids play Fortnite? And I always say, like, it depends on the family. It depends on how old your older kids are who are playing. It depends on if your kids are already playing other games. Like right now, I have an 8-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and right now they're not playing video games. Like we play Pokemon Go together sometimes, but even then, it's like usually they're watching me.
Yeah.
I'll let them catch some here and there, but I don't want them to waste
That's just how you lose all your balls.
Yes,
exactly.
and then it costs money.
Yeah.
My wife is like, how come there's another $30 charge on Apple? And I'm like, I'm playing Pokemon. It's important.
There's a joke in there about losing. Never mind.
Yeah. And so, but I ask that question all the time and I say it depends. It depends on where your kids are and stuff. Here's what I do think it's important to note though. Like, I don't know if this is official or not, but I heard someone say it once and it makes perfect sense. Fortnite is like someone took the idea of a shooting game, which is always very popular, like dating back to whenever video games came out. And then like the addictiveness of Candy Crush, where I don't know if you ever played Candy Crush, but like when that first came out, I was all over it. Like the noises, everything, you play with your sound all the way up and like the colors, everything. It was wildly addicting. That was done on purpose.
I do not want to sit next to you on a plane.
I don't play anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a problem. They start buying levels and stuff and buying lives, and that's how they get you. That's how Candy Crush made so much money. Well, I feel like the creators of it were so smart. They were just like, how do we make this game where every single thing about it is like wildly visually appealing?
Yeah.
The graphics are beautiful. The colors are super bright and awesome. Like better than any game. Like if you look at Call of Duty or, Apex Legends, like those are fine graphics in and of themselves, but Fortnite is like gorgeous and there's different landscapes and
it's easy to look at.
Yeah, and like the treasure chests make a noise and when you open it it's like bling, like I find myself late game.
Sorry, how does it go?
Bling.
Ah.
Yeah. And I find myself late game, like when you already have all the stuff you need to win, continuing to like open treasure chests because you can hear it.
Yes.
And you're like going to like, it's kind of the point.
There's no reason why I need to open this chest right now.
Yes,
I'm still going to do it.
But it's wildly addicting.
Yeah.
And the colors of the guns, like the better color that looks, the more visually appealing, the better the gun is. Like it just was really well thought out.
Yeah.
Which I think makes it really cool, but also for me, like is a little dangerous for kids because it really is meant to be, you want to keep playing. They update this. There's an update every Tuesday, and if you're missing out, like if this game was out when I was a kid, I'd be like, I have to play on Tuesday.
It's over.
It's the update day, Mom.
Yeah.
I can't play video games until the weekends. Tuesday's the update.
See, my kids don't even know that because my kids are not allowed to play video games on school days. So they are only allowed to play in the summertime. We have a 1970s summer rule where you can't have any screens until after dark. You have to pretend it's 1970 until everybody's back inside. And we don't play video games on school days, so it's only on the weekends. But I'm with you. It's an addictive thing. I think that this is a thing where it's really important that parents come alongside their kids and play with them because oftentimes when people are looking for content that may or may not be for kids, they're concerned about what they can set it and forget it, like put their kid in front of it and walk away and not have to worry that it's going to corrupt their kid. And there's the ability to talk to people in game, right? You have that option that somebody could be talking to your kid. It's important that you know how to play the game, that you know how to look at the settings on the game, and that you feel comfortable in those kinds of things. So for parents, I think, to me, and this is my most controversial opinion that I'm going to give today, I think, maybe, I don't know, it might get worse. Who knows? But I think that refusing to play Fortnite with your kid is no different than refusing to go outside and throw a baseball. Like if you wouldn't look at your kid in the face and say, I'm not going to go outside and play. Of course, I'm not going to throw a ball with you, son. Go do it yourself and throw it up against the house. That's what you're saying when you say you won't play Fortnite with your kid. It's the most popular game. It's there. It's free. And, there's that. What do you think about the skin modesty issue?
So I always I never talk about it on stream because I don't want people to be like, oh, look at this conservative guy.
I threw it at you because you're a guy and it would make you uncomfortable.
I will say it's a little weird.
Yeah.
I think it's weird. I think it's weird to play a game with someone in a bikini. I just think that's weird. I don't know. Like, especially as a 35-year-old married dad, I don't ever wear those skins. I think it's kind of weird. I think it's weird more than anything.
Yeah, I always think it's odd that you're running around half naked when you're going to get shot at. Like, where's your armor?
Yeah, you wouldn't even do that.
Put some clothes on. What are you doing? It's cold. You're in the snow. Get it together. Yeah. I think that's probably one of the fair criticisms of the game is there are quite a few skins or for people who are not familiar with the concept, outfits, ways of making your character look that can be mildly scandalous. So, keep an eye out for that. But, fish sticks is a good one that you're never, you know what I got the other day?
What?
The princess Viking? Fish. The princess fish.
Oh, that one's pretty cool.
Oh,
that one's cool.
Good princess fish.
I just wear the giant Viking one or the painter.
Yeah. Or your brother.
Yeah. Or the brother, which is kind of a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
I do think that your point about strangers is really well taken and should be, I'll double down on that. If you can literally play most video games nowadays on the internet and just ready up and all of a sudden you're talking to anyone,
Yes.
any type of stranger, if you have a microphone. And so I think parents need to be very careful of that. They need to know who their kids are adding. And so to your point, it is extra work. Part of this podcast is to hopefully not make parents have to do extra work in order to protect their kids. But with video games, you're going to have to, because there's just so much going on. And if you don't know what's going on, and your kids are going to figure it out.
Yeah. And it's fun to play with your kids. It's not so bad. And you might think, we don't have a microphone, he doesn't have a headset. Just a quick warning to parents, they have built-in microphones in many of the controllers. So just be aware.
Yeah. So now everyone's wondering what age you think Fortnite is for. So is Fortnite for kids?
Yes, I think Fortnite is for kids, and they're appropriate from whatever, I would say whatever age you think video games start to become appropriate. I would say probably around 10. I would say about the age of 10 is appropriate.
Yeah.
10 and up. One
of the things that earlier I said that our kids aren't playing video games. I need to walk that back a little, because my parents have this amazing old like arcade, like mini arcade, like a table arcade.
Nice.
You can sit out with like Pac-Man and all these other really cool games that like I grew up playing, even though Mario was already out. And so my kids do that every once in a while. And they love it. And it's like, it's nowhere near as addicting as Fortnite.
Yeah.
So I am excited to play Fortnite with my kids, and will do that when they're old enough. I'm with you that 10 is fine. My oldest is 8. So I'm thinking when he's 12 to 13, I don't think that I'll be able to hold to that though.
Yeah.
But it's rated teen.
Is it?
Yeah, it's rated teen, which is interesting. So I'm going to go with 12
I assume that's
to
like
13
a gun control concern. Like anytime that a person is playing. Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know the rules here. I'd have to look it up, but maybe there is some type of rule where if you can talk to strangers, it's automatically a not everyone.
Yeah. The talking to strangers is a big thing.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on an oldie but a goodie, and also a game that is coming out with new ones and new versions. Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
The game my parents would never let me play.
Really?
So I wanted to play it more and did at my friends' houses.
Exactly.
And then had nightmares.
Did you?
Yes. I was very sheltered.
Wow.
The first time I went to a movie at my friend's house that was inappropriate, it was what's the Pet Cemetery? Pet Cemetery, where like the animals, they come out of the ground. And
that's a scary movie.
That's pretty scary, right?
Yeah.
I left that sleepover within 10 minutes of them starting that, and told my mom why, and like watched The Lion King.
I need you guys to go back and look at the Lion King episode and just be like, John, I thought we had this discussion. Anyway.
So Mortal Kombat.
Yes. Mortal Kombat is one of those games that you didn't get to play until you were, 20, 25. My parents had no idea what was going on. And I think I played it the year it came out. I think I saw the very first Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And blocky. And there were only 13 characters, I think, at that point. Maybe not even. I think maybe 7. And that was in the age of Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat kind of discussions. I don't think that it, like, even at the time that I was playing it, I remember being a little kid thinking, this is a lot. Like, you got your scorpion ripping people's throats out and spines. And, the worst one for me, and I think that this might be a little controversial, was Raiden. I thought that the eyeballs were very scary. Like his eyes go out and there's lightning, and then those things occur in nature. So then when they were happening, I was a little like, what's going on? I feel like I didn't get traumatized by a lot as a kid. Mortal Kombat was a bit of a problem.
Yeah. I would give like a synopsis of what Mortal Kombat is to people. However, it's very self-explanatory. It is combat that ends in death.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's a 1v1 fight. I don't know if in the newer versions you can do 2v2 or stuff. You might be able to, but it's like a 1v1 fighter.
I think you can tap out or something.
Where you can, you just fight until the death. And then right before the actual death, you're kind of dead and you're kind of like doing one of these.
Yeah.
And then there's a finish him move. Where you can, like, back in the day when internet took forever.
Down left, right, A, B, A, B.
Yes, you have to like look it up and then print off and so I remember printing one off and bringing it to my friend's house and then brought it back home, and my mom found it and she's like, "What are all of these Mortal Kombat finishes?" And I was like, busted.
Mrs. Blevins does not talk like that.
Oh, she did. No, she doesn't.
Okay.
That's just my impression of
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same.
I remember playing and while I was playing, I was like a probably 12, 13, 14-year-old being like, this is not okay. This game's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But also like super fun. And so, yeah, it's just this interesting thing. There's a lot of blood, but the blood is so fake. Does that matter to you in a game?
No, the blood is kind of neither here nor there for me. It's really the graphicness of the violence. And I had an older brother. You are the oldest brother, so you maybe don't know that, and you were trying to hide it from your mom. Whereas my older brother had nothing to hide. My mom wasn't home and she was at work. And that led to a lot of him doing finishing moves on me.
Oh.
So if you have impressionable children, this is really where the actual rub is for me. It's not about what they're seeing or the fact that there's, the visuals of a spine. It's when you try to play act this later, you beat the living daylights out of your little sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not sure where that line is. What, like, kids don't learn stage fighting when they're little. So, they actually hurt each other because they're trying to play out these things. So you doing the get over here and actually grabs you by the throat. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, the difference, right? I played Twisted Metal as well, which was one of my favorite games ever. For those who don't know, that's a game where you're like a clown creepy ice cream truck, or you're like a giant monster truck and they can shoot missiles at each other.
Right.
The difference is that that's not real.
Right.
And so you I can't get in a car and try to shoot missiles at my brother for real. But with Mortal Kombat or wrestling games when I was a kid, I was 100% copying those things. Mm-hmm. And that is not good.
Not great. Not great at all. So
what about now? Do you play now?
My brother hasn't grabbed me by the throat in several years.
I mean, Mortal Kombat. Will you play the new version?
It's not a game I find interesting. And I have a son who is apt to not know his own strength and it's not that my son or my brother are like evil people. It's just that they're not capable of knowing their own strength, of knowing when they've crossed a line. Have you ever wrestled with a toddler and ended up with a black eye? It's a very similar situation. So if you're aware that your kid has that kind of a thing, I don't recommend going around it. So I wouldn't play this even with my kid. That's my 13-year-old son. I would not play it there.
Okay. So what age would you say that Mortal Kombat is for kids?
I would give it depends on your child. This is going to be extremely child dependent. If you have a kid who has difficulty with their own strength and with calming down and with controlling themselves, I'm going to put that at like 15 when they're able to actually control themselves. If your kid is perfectly fine with that and they can, self-regulate, 13.
So you have the range between 13 and 15.
I don't want to be set on fire in the comments, but I'm basically saying your daughter at 13, your son at 15.
Sure.
Yeah.
Here, this is funny because I do think that there's going to be an episode soon, and this is probably going to become a thing where people are like, John's always going to say older than Ruvi. And I do think that there's going to be a time when that doesn't happen.
Right.
But I'm probably going to go like 15 to 16.
Okay.
Would be. So pretty close, but I'm going to take it 1 year older.
So you are completely comfortable putting a child behind the wheel of a car before you let them have Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
All right.
Sub-Zero is not the problem. Scorpion's the problem.
100%.
So freezing someone is not real.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Scorpion is the problem. Johnny Cage was fine.
Wasn't Disney Frozen?
What?
That was not a Frozen joke. That was a Disney joke. It wasn't Walt Disney Frozen. Isn't he like cryologically frozen?
Yes.
That's a real thing, right?
I don't think that that's true, though.
Oh, it's not.
Ted Williams actually has a frozen body.
So there are people frozen.
Somewhere in Scottsdale, Arizona, I think. Yeah.
That's a bad place. I wouldn't. That's the last place I'd put a frozen
of all
body.
the places to put a frozen
so
body?
Hot.
Why'd you put it in Scottsdale, Arizona? Yeah, I don't know if that's true though. I went to high school in Arizona, and so people would say that, but then Scottsdale's like we have a lot of money, we can afford to freeze a body.
That's why they call it Snottsdale.
Snottsdale, exactly.
Yeah.
Viewers from Scottsdale, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So if you're still eating snot, Mortal Kombat, not for you.
Not for you at all.
Yeah. But Fortnite, probably still not for you either if you're eating snot.
Not if you're eating snot.
10 and up.
Yeah. 10 and up, I would say. For sure.
Yeah. I'm excited for our video game episodes.
I can imagine you are, yeah.
Yeah, we hope that this helps our awesome listeners. Make sure that you're liking and subscribing and doing all the things that help to share this with the world.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this on the podcast, make sure that you go into your favorite podcast app, hit that follow button, and leave us a review. We would love to hear your reviews. And they can leave comments in the bottom, right?
Yes, please. Let us know what video game we should do next. Old, new, whatever questions you have, we want to hear it.
Absolutely.